Hello, welcome to yet another video of Acharya Nidana Academy. In this particular video, we are going to discuss the concept of Ubhaya Hetu. So, before going into the concept as such, we need to know about why we need to know about the concept of Nidana as such. So, Nidana in Ayurveda that is used in two different ways. So the causative factor as such or otherwise the diagnostic parameters or diagnostic methods, what we can say, that is Nidana, Purvarupa, Rupa, Upashaya and Samprapti. So whereas they are considered to be Nidana Panchaka, whereas the Nidana as such, that is among that Nidana itself is considered to be a cause. So which is being mentioned as the Chakrapani by as Vyadhi Janaka Nidana and Vyadhi Bodhaka Nidana. Vyadhi Janaka Nidana is the one which is considered to be Nidana, whereas Vyadhi Bodhaka Nidana, which includes Nidana, Purvarupa, Rupa, Upashaya and Samprapti. So this is what we can say, that is the concept of, or the word meaning of Nidana is concerned. Now let us look into the Nidana itself as a causative factor. What is its significance, where we can able to apply these particular aspects? One, that is regarding to know about the exact pathology occurring in the body. For example, if the person is taking the Shita Rasa or the Shita Ahara Sevana, the initial impact will be observed in the mouth, esophagus or stomach or small intestine, large intestine. If the person is inhaling Shita Vata Sevana, the symptoms may be observed in the mouth sometimes, most of the occasions nasal cavity, nose, nasal cavity and nasopharynx, larynx and lower respiratory passages. So like that, so to know the exact pathology occurring in the body, we can able to identify to predict the possible prognosis of the disease process. So let us say three different examples. So the person who is, let us take the example of Shita itself. In the three examples, first person who is having the exposure to, for example, 5 molecules of the Shita. Second person is having the exposure to 50 molecules of Shita. The third individual, so the exposure of the 100 molecules of Shita. In that particular sense, where we are going to get the maximum impact? Naturally, the person who is having the exposure of 100 molecules of Shita, they will be having the maximum impact. The person who is having 50 molecules of Shita, they may be having moderate impact. The person who is having 5 molecules of the Shita exposure, they may be having the mild impact. In the sense, if the person who is having, if you are giving the medicine, the person who is having the milder form, they may respond to the treatment very early. If the person is having the exposure, that is the 100 molecules of Shita, if you are giving the treatment, he may respond much later. That means the person who is having the 5 molecules of Shita exposure, they may be having, the prognosis will be very good. When the person is having 100 molecules of the Shita, they may be having the prognosis of the disease will be very, very poor when you compare the other two categories. To plan the line of treatment, in the sense, so Ayurveda says the line of treatment should be, that is elimination of the dosha or the pathogens through the nearest route. When you think about nearest route, as far as the human body is concerned, it is the mouth and anus. These are the nearest routes, natural routes of the, what is it, the expulsion of the pathogens are concerned. In the sense, if the pathogens are being present in the interstitial compartment, intracellular compartment or interstitial compartment or intravascular compartment, the pathogens should be brought into the alimentary canal. Then it has to be eliminated via the oral route in the form of vamana, or the elimination of the pathogens through the rectal route in the form of virechana, whereas the administration of the medicine will be done through the anus. Thereby elimination of the pathogens will be happening in cases of basti. So that is to plan the line of treatment. So the exposure of Nidana is very, very essential to predict the progress of the treatment, in the sense how far he is responding to the treatment. That can be very well identified. This is actually considered to be the significance of knowing the types of Nidana. So there is regarding the types of the Nidana, these are considered to be Madhukosha Madhava Nidana, first chapter, 5th shloka, that says regarding the 4 types of the Nidana: Sannikrishta, Viprakrishta, Vyabhichari and Pradhanika Hetu. 3 types of the Nidana: Asatmendriyartha Sanyoga, Prajnaparada, Parinama. 3 types of the Nidana: Dosha Hetu, Vyadhi Hetu and Ubhaya Hetu. 2 types of the Nidana: Utpadaka Hetu and Vyanjaka Hetu. 2 types of the Nidana: Bhahya Hetu and Abhyantara Hetu. Then regarding the Abhyantara Hetu, again sub classifications are there. 3 types are there: Urdhva, Adha, Tiryagati. 3 types: Shakha, Koshtha, Marmasti Sandhigati. 3 types: Vriddhi, Sthana, Kshaya. 3 types: Chaya, Prakopa, Prashama. 2 types: Prakrita and Vaikrita. 2 types: Sama and Nirama, and 1 type, that is Ashayapakarsha. So far we have discussed 4 types of the Nidana, 3 types of the Nidana: Asatmendriya Sanyoga, Prajnaparada and Parinama. Now we are discussing about the third variety of 3 types, that is Ubhaya Hetu. What actually Ubhaya Hetu refers to what? So Ubhaya Hetu means, Ubhaya means the 2, that is it is having 2 subclasses, 2 inclusions itself. So that means it is including both Dosha Hetu and Vyadhi Hetu. What is the word meaning of this? This particular Hetu, that is mainly depending upon the Shat Kriyakala. We know that Sanchayam cha Prakopam cha Prasaram Sthana Samshayam Vyaktim Bhedam cha Yau Vetti Sadoshanam Bhaved Bhishakam. According to Sushruta, Sushruta describes 6 types of the Kriyakala. Kriyakala, the term Kriya refers to the treatment or Kriya or the Chikitsa, and Kala refers to the time. So there are 6 stages of the treatment wherein we may get the different varieties of the abnormalities of the dosha vitiation. So Sanchaya, Prakopa, Prasara, Sthana Samshaya, Vyakta and Bheda. Among these, the dosha hetu, I said, that is we are going to get the that effect from Sanchaya state itself. Whereas Vyadhi hetu, we are going to get its impact that can be observed only at the stage of Sthana Samshaya itself. So in the sense, the person who is having the Ubhaya Hetu, that means he may be having the impact on both Sanchaya as well as Sthana Samshaya. In the sense, the person may be having the dosha vitiation that starts from alimentary canal, then that is responsible for the abnormal vitiation in the alimentary canal itself. Thereby they are getting entry from the alimentary canal into the intravascular compartment. From there it will be entering into the interstitial compartment, then intracellular compartment, that may be possible. In the sense, first the pathogens are getting entry into the Abhyantara Roga Marga, then that is getting entry into the Bhakya Roga Marga, and later there may be a possibility of entry of this into the Madhyama Roga Marga. Regarding the textbook says, regarding the Ubhaya Hetu Yatha Vatarakte Hastyashvoshtraihi Gachatah Ashnatascha Ityadi. Acharya Nidana first chapter. Tatra yadyapi dosha prakopa purvakameva vyadhi jananam tathapi doshavat vyadhavapi tasya karanatvam iti bodhayati. In the sense, if you split this, Ubhaya Hetu Yatha Vatarakte Hasti Ashva Ushtra Gachatah Ashnatah Cha Iti Adi Sushrut Nidana, first chapter. Tatra yadi api दोषप्रकोपपूर्वकम् एव व्याधिजननं तथापि दोषवत् व्याधौ अपि तस्य कारणत्वम् इति बोधयति. In the sense, Ubhaya Hetu are those where we are going to have the impact on both dosha prakopa as well as the dosha dushya sammurchana. So the description says, the example is being given, that is Vatarakta. That means the Nidana, the person who is consuming the Nidana, which may be responsible for the Vata dosha prakopa plus Rakta Dhatu involvement, Rakta Dhatu affliction. Whereas the other example that can be given, that is Amavata. So that means the person may be having the impact of what you say, that the Ama dosha vitiation, that is Ama, the production of Ama, plus there will be the person may be having the exposure to the Vata dosha prakopa. So when you think about in terms of Roga Marga and Ubhaya Hetu, so that means the initially what we are going to observe, Abhyanta Roga Marga affliction, because of the what you say, that Agni Mandhyakara Nidana. Then depending upon the movement of the dosha from either from the stomach or small intestine or large intestine, there may be a possibility of movement of these pathogens from the alimentary canal into intravascular compartment, thereby into the interstitial compartment, thereby intracellular compartment. If the person is having the pitta dosha vitiation probability, there may be a possibility of movement of these pathogens from small intestine into intravascular compartment, from there to interstitial compartment, from there to intracellular compartment. If there is abnormal Vata dosha vitiation, there may be a possibility of movement of the pathogens from the large intestine into the intravascular compartment, from there into the interstitial compartment, from there into the intracellular compartment. So take home messages are from the today's session. It could be Ubhaya Hetu. It is an essential type of Nidana that we need to know. The reason is there may be a possibility of dosha vitiation, as well as there may be a possibility of Vyadhi manifestation. Whereas earlier two types, in case of the dosha hetu, there may be a possibility of only dosha vitiation. That means where we can able to plan dosha pratyanika chikitsa only. Whereas in case of Vyadhi manifestation or Vyadhi hetu, we can able to practice Vyadhi pratyanika chikitsa. Whereas in case of Ubhaya Hetu, we have to plan both Dosha Pratyanika Chikitsa as well as Vyadhi Pratyanika Chikitsa. As far as Ubhaya Hetu is concerned, Vatarakta Nidana or the causative factors for the manifestation of Vatarakta that are being considered as the example for the Ubhaya Hetu, and Amavata, that could be another example where the dosha, the causative factor for the ama formation are separately being observed in the patient, plus Vata Pravokopaka Nidana that may also be observed in those patients. That's all for today. Dear ANA members, what are the major key takeaways from today's discussion? Mentioned in the comment box below. What would you like to have the discussion in the coming sessions? Mention below. If you are liking the particular video, then put a thumbs up and spread this video to the maximum number of true Ayurveda learners. That's all for today. Thank you.